right, we're about 8 minutes late. That makes a lot of railroad folks in here pretty antsy. See a lot of jittering feet back there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Madam President, I didn't have to do my best impersonation, and I can only say it once, and everybody was there. What a great day. Welcome to one of the biggest and most important groundbreakings that this region has experienced, and now we know that we're going to experience even more. My name is Tom Katarik. I'm the Senior Vice President of the Civic Committee of the Commercial Club of Chicago. We're a 147-year-old civic organization made up of the CEOs of the major employers in the region. We have a long view of things, and in the long history of us being around, this is something that is critically important to our economy. Freight is Chicago's economy. It's what keeps businesses here. It's what helps us attract new businesses. You're going to be able to bring your manufactured goods and get them out and into the global marketplace cheaper because of this project and the jobs that it'll bring. You know, today is something that is a really big celebration for Chicago because it's another example of us doing a great big thing. And in transportation, we should really be taking a little bit of a victory lap just in the last, few weeks. We're doing big things. The state legislature just passed a massive transit reform and revenue bill with a lot of the leadership of the folks here at the dais. So that's going to put more Metro trains and more Amtrak trains right around that flyover and get folks to and where they're going a lot faster. And it's going to do it in a much different way, in a much more integrated way. We're building the biggest and most modern terminal infrastructure at O'Hare to go with the runways that we expanded just a few years ago. That is one of the biggest cargo airports in the Midwest. That freight's coming in on a plane, it's getting on a train, it's getting on a truck. It's all been blocked up here at the Create 75th Street, interlocking and Diamond. It is the largest freight bottleneck in North America. And I'm really pleased to say that after we finish this next flyover that's coming, we could give that #1 title back to Los Angeles. So congratulations, LA, you're #1. One of the things that we are able to do when we do those big things, and we can be proud of them, is because of the leadership. And I want to recognize the leadership that you're going to hear from today, and it starts with the Cook County Board President, Tony Preckwinkle. In particular, the county's investment through her leadership really took this project and made it move. And that $75 million investment really made the 75th Street SIP happen, and I'm glad that she's here. And the state representatives and the senators who have been putting in years and years of leadership and investment, the city, the alders that are here, but really the engineers, the construction folks, the planners, the community representatives, where this is in their backyard, they've been putting in the hours of sweat and hard work to make it happen. Lastly, the railroad that's been in charge of this is CSX, and they've been putting so much great work into this, and I'm really, really glad. I'm glad and honored that we have with us the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of CSX, Steve Angel, who is with us here today. It just communicates the importance of this project and the importance of the Chicago region to that railroad, and I want to say that we appreciate it, and I'd like you to bring it up to start off the speaking remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tom, and it's good to be with all of you today. I'm pleased to represent a collective of CSX colleagues who have worked with many of you to conceive, design, and build this project of national significance. This 75th Street flyover stands as a powerful example of the railroad industry working together with our partners, with our communities, and elected leaders to move both freight and people more efficiently through this vital part of our national network. A project of this scale is only possible through incredible dedication and skill. I want to extend my sincere appreciation to everyone on our team who made this possible, from our CSX steel fabrication experts and Barbersville, West Virginia, to the team on the ground here in Chicago. All in all, this project required about 8,350 cubic yards of concrete, over 25 million pounds of structural and fabricated steel. It took more than 222,000 man-hours of work on site to bring this vision to life. The team laid nearly 27,000 feet of new track, installed 26 turnouts, and reconfigured the complex diamond crossings to improve fluidity. It is a significant feat of engineering and hard work. I also want to sincerely thank our partners in government, our federal officials, the state of Illinois, Cook County President Tony Preckwinkle, and our city officials here in Chicago. We could not have completed this transformative project without your support and partnership. Chicago is one of the nation's most critical rail hubs, I would say the most critical rail hub. And the CREATE program clearly showcases how smart investment and collaboration can deliver lasting value for the entire transportation system. We look forward to safely and reliably moving the nation's freight right here and continuing to drive our economy forward. Thank you.
Next up is Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I want to begin by acknowledging and thanking the folks who are with us today, starting with Steve Angel, the CSX CEO. Thank you very much, Steve. I also want to acknowledge Tom Livingston from CSX. He's our local partner here. Thank you, Tom. We've got two state senators with us, Matty Hunter and Willie Preston. State Representative Dr. Mike Crawford, I think he's back here somewhere. There we go. Our own Cook County Commissioner, Stan Moore, who's head of our Transportation Committee. IDOT Secretary Gia Biaggi. Alderman of the 17th Ward, David Moore. Kamani Baptiste, who's a former Simeon STEM student, who's going to be speaking after me. And of course, our MC, Tom Katarik. I want to thank Tom in particular for his good work in Springfield on behalf of our transportation bill. We really appreciate the commitment. I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge our own Cook County folks, Chief Administrative Officer Zara Ali, and the staff of the county's Department of Transportation and Highways, Superintendent Jennifer Sis-Killen and Jesse Elam. Thank you. I have to admit that Cook County was not always an active partner in CREATE. And when I got this job in 2010, I noticed that omission and instructed John Yonan, who was our superintendent at the time, to see that we were engaged. I cheerfully admit that we bought our way in. I've made transportation and infrastructure a priority, revamping how the county plans and prioritizes projects, and strengthening how we collaborate with local, state, and federal leaders to invest in our region. I have to admit that I come from a railroad family. My grandfather on my father's side and two of my maternal uncles worked on the railroads. The CREATE program is a perfect example of what happens when everyone works together, federal, state, and local governments, alongside our rail partners, all focused on a shared goal. Especially now, it's a powerful reminder of what government can achieve when we work together for the good of residents, businesses, and communities across our region. Today marks real progress. This project addresses one of the worst rail choke points in the country, as Tom pointed out, a bottleneck that slowed freight and commuter trains, disrupted businesses, and affected the daily lives of thousands of our residents. At the center of North America's rail network, Cook County is a vital part of keeping goods moving across our country. And as you heard, we invested actually nearly $78 million, Tom, in this project alone. This investment will create real results, supporting businesses and business growth in freight-dependent industries, which employ more than 100,000 people in our county, 100,000 people. Together, we're building the transportation system of tomorrow, one that is safer, more efficient, and more sustainable, and we're reducing the time that our commuters spend and our communities spend waiting for trains at crossings or listening to trains idling. We're improving safety for communities and strengthening the economic backbone of our region. Rail is an important part of our economic infrastructure. Create's progress shows the power of true partnership. When government, industry, and communities align around a shared goal, we get results that matter. The work continues, and Cook County will remain a dedicated partner every step of the way. So, thank you for allowing me to join you, and now I'd like to introduce Kamani.
Good afternoon, everyone. How you guys doing? My name is Kamani Batiste, and I'm a proud 23 graduate of Simeon Career Academy, and now I'm a sophomore at Norfolk State University studying construction management, class of 28. I want to thank President Tony Preckwinkle, for our elected officials and our community leaders and all their Create partners for inviting me to speak today. I really do appreciate you guys to speak about the Forest Hill flyover and the celebration here today. I'm here as someone who has grown up on the South Side, went to high school here, and been directly impacted by the Create program's educational opportunities connected to the 73rd Street Corridor Improvement Project. Through the Create in the classroom, I was introduced to real-world examples of transportation engineering and construction right in my own school. The lessons and activities helped me see how math and science connect to transportation, engineering, and construction in our own neighborhoods. These programs focus on students and communities around the 73rd Street Corridor and the Improvement Project. Create doesn't just build infrastructure, it invests in the students who live near these tracks right here. Because of Create, I was encouraged to go further and apply for the Junior Mentor Protege Internship Program, which hires high school students from the community to work with Create partner organizations. I've had the opportunity to intern on the 70C SIP project from summer 21 through 2025, gaining experience every year as the project moved from design towards construction. Through this program, I've interned with firms like WSP and Chin, where I learned about project management, engineering, and how the large infrastructure projects are planned and delivered. Next summer, I'll be interning with Kiewit in Seattle, Washington, bringing those same skills and confidence I developed here in Chicago to a major construction company on the West Coast. All of these opportunities started with Create's commitment to the education. First in the classroom, then through these internships, gave me the real-world experience of professional mentors as I clear a path to the construction and transportation industry. First and foremost, I'd also like to thank my parents for coming out to support me as well. You know, as they say, train your child how they should go. The Forest Hill flyover and the rest of the 76th Corridor project and improvement are just not about trains move more efficiently. They're also about opening doors for students in nearby schools to explore STEM and for them to see themselves as future engineers, project managers, and construction leaders. Programs like Create show us it's possible when public agencies, railroads, and community partners invest in our local youth, not just with words, but with paid internships, mentorship, and long-term support. As a young person from the South Side, I stand here as proof that when you invest in students from Auburn, Ashburn, and Inglewood, and West Chatham, across this region, we rise to the challenge. We learn, we work hard, and we come back to help build up those next generation of projects. I'm grateful to my family, my teachers at Simeon Career Academy, the Create partners, and everyone involved in the 73rd Street project and believing in students like me. I'm very grateful, and I thank you all for the continued support for the Create program and making sure that major projects like the Forest Hill flyover also create pathways for opportunities for young people. I'm excited to see how many of my students will follow this. Thank you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing State Senator Willie Preston.
I thought I had friends around here, but you put me behind this tall, dark, handsome, well-spoken young man, so I know how you really feel. Good afternoon. It is an honor to stand here in what I love to call the sweet 16th District, where you all are here today, with so many partners committed to building stronger, safer, and more connected communities. Today is bigger than just a ribbon cutting. It shows what is possible when government, labor, and industry work together. For years, the Forest Hill Crossing has been one of the most congested rail bottlenecks in the region. People in this community know the impact. Long delays at crossings, slower emergency response times, and major challenges for businesses. This project changes all of that. When freight moves more efficiently, our whole region benefits. Traffic moves better. Emergency vehicles arrive faster. Local businesses see fewer delays. Jobs are created. This is what the CREATE program was designed to do. And completing the 36th project is a major achievement of Chicago and the Southland. Thank you. I also want to highlight the major transit bill Illinois recently passed. This new law provides about $1.5 billion a year in transit funding and establishes the new Northern Illinois Transit Authority. It means more stable, reliable, and modern transit service for our entire region. For communities like this one in Wrightwood and Ashburn, Auburn, Gresham, that's real progress, you all, and that's real opportunity. So I want to thank CSX, the CREATE partners, IDOT, CDOT, Cook County, labor unions, and every worker who made this project possible. None of this happens without the people on the ground who show up every day to build something that's going to last for generations. As Senator of the 16th Legislative District, I am focused on making sure projects like this deliver real benefits to the people, like in the back row, my lovely constituents, my seniors, who I was proud to see when I walked in here. This means safer streets, more jobs, pathways to stronger local businesses, corridors, and a transportation network that finally works for everyone. This flyover is not the end. It is a reminder, however, that our communities deserve big, transformative infrastructure and that we can deliver it. Thank you for being here, and congratulations to everyone involved. This is a great day for the Sweet 16th District and the South Side of Chicago. This is a great day for America. And I have the privilege of bringing up my good friend, Cook County Commissioner Stanley Moore.
Thank you, Senator. Let's give him a round of applause again. I'm Cook County Commissioner Stanley Moore. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today. I think our president covered most of everyone, but I saw one person in front who has been running point for us, and let's give him a round of applause, Mr. William Thompson, the Association of American Railroads. Let me start with a simple truth. This project is long overdue. Anyone who has spent time near this junction knows that the trains were not just slowing down, they were parking. And when this spot became known as one of the worst freight bottlenecks in the entire country, it was not hard to understand why. So being here today, seeing real progress is not just satisfying, it's meaningful. Cook County has invested $80 million into this flyover. Like the president said, we bought a seat at the table. Thank you, Madam President. Give her a round of applause, everyone. But we saw an opportunity to fix something that had been holding back not only our region, but the national supply chain. And when you take a step back and you see the total project cost, about $500 million, you realize how massive this effort is. But the beauty of this project is the simplicity of its impact. We are taking the stop sign off of the tracks. That's what this used to be, a forced pause in the middle of America's rail system. And removing that obstacle means a smoother, safer, more reliable movement for everyone. Chicago is unique. Nowhere else do you see metro commuter trains running on the same lines as private freight carriers. That means every improvement multiplies its impact. It helps commuters get home on time. It helps freight companies deliver faster. And it helps our entire economy stay competitive. But let me tell you what really makes this project special to me: the partnership. Anyone who has ever worked on big infrastructure knows how hard it can be to bring government agencies and private railroads together. Different missions, different priorities, different timelines. And yet, here we are together, delivering something big. This public-private partnership did not just help move the project forward, it made this project possible. And it's proof that when we choose collaboration over conflict, we can build things that are lasting. So to everyone who contributed to this project, from the crews out here before sunrise to the teams that are writing the plans, months and years in advance, we thank you. You have created something very important, and it's called progress, and this is what it looks like. So this is what partnership is, and Cook County is proud to stand here in its accomplishment, and I want to thank you for allowing us to do so. And now I have to bring up a young rising star behind me, is my state rep, Michael Crawford. Come on up, welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner. I didn't know I was a rising star, but I really appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you, Madam President, Secretary Biaggi, CSX, and all of the CREATE partners for your leadership and partnership in making today possible. This Forest Hill flyover represents exactly what smart, coordinated infrastructure investment looks like. By eliminating one of our region's most significant rail bottlenecks, this project strengthens mobility, improves safety, and keeps our supply chain moving efficiently for the entire Chicagoland region. This investment, driven by state, local, federal, and our railroad partners, is transforming how freight and passenger rail move through our communities. The 31st District is my community, and so I thoroughly appreciate that. And it reduces conflicts not only amongst freight trains, but also with our metro service. We're improving reliability for residents who depend on it every day to get to school, to get to work, to visit family and friends. Importantly, this progress also aligns, and you've heard this several times because we're really proud of the work that we've done down in Springfield. It also aligns with the legislature's recent transformational transit investment, demonstrating our commitment at every level to modernize infrastructure, support economic growth, and ensure Illinois remains the transportation hub of the nation. Today's ribbon cutting is a reminder of what we can accomplish when government and industry work together. So I'm proud to support projects like this that create good jobs, strengthen connectivity, and keep our region moving forward. So thank you and congratulations to everyone who helped bring this vision to life. And now I have the honor of bringing up one of the hardest working alders in the city of Chicago, Alderman David Moore of the 17th Ward.
Y'all make some noise again for Representative Mike Crawford. He has come into the legislature and just doing a yeoman's job. For the most part, protocol has been established by everyone. Steve Angel and to the entire team, I want to say thank you to everyone. Before I get into this speech that I just wrote over there, just do me a favor, because I'm this little church boy, right? So won't you repeat after me and say, you cannot be what you cannot see. And that's why I am so happy for you, young man. Stand up, Wolverine. He's a Simeon Wolverine, you all. Kamali has done, just been an asset. Sometimes you get people in programs, they fall off and they do everything, but he was able to continue to focus and be what he could not see and have this opportunity so he can thrive the way he's thriving. And going to the best high school in the city of Chicago didn't hurt either. I want to thank everybody, but definitely the leadership at the city of Chicago, our mayor in his absence, but my county board president, Tony Preckwinkle. Y'all give her a big round of applause again for the work that she does in this county to help us to make transportation and just other things better. I'm happy, and although we're celebrating this Forest Hill flyover, which I'm excited about, if you drive down 71st Street and you see that 71st grade separation, that is something for you church folks to shout about if you got some. And when people are just used to getting stuck and now we got an overpass, that changes a community in a major way. You can clap for that. And so, but you need to have people to build these things. And for me, I want to thank people who pick up their phone to help us to get people hired to do this. I'm always calling people like Tom Livingston of CSX. Y'all, Tom, raise your hand. Y'all make some noise for him. I'm getting on the phone calling people like Herbert Smith from Norfolk. Herb, raise your hand, let the people see you. These people are out here every day making it happen. And I don't know if Arsenio Morales from Metro is here. Is he here at all? Raise your hand if you're here. All these people are called, hey, I need somebody to get on that job. We need this. And they respond. But not only that job, but people who want to get employed with the rail lines, and they are helping people throughout our community. And I want to say thank you so much. And in order for us to get people hired, we got to have people like Alicia Garcia Abner. Please stand up, sweetie, who making sure, although the president is talking about cutting out DEI, at the end of the day, people have earned this. They done earned this. And so we're going to make sure that there's equity throughout this project as we continue and move it forward. I want to commend our Commissioner Craig Turner, who has come on and do a marvelous job at the city of Chicago. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention people who I've worked with over the years on this project, including John Yonan and Jennifer Siskillian. Y'all make some noise for them for doing such an outstanding job. Now, on behalf of Alderman Derrick Curtis in his absence, I'm going to just say he's somewhere studying the budget. That's what I'm going to say as we're trying to pass this budget. But there's a young lady who we definitely worked with at the city of Chicago, did a marvelous job as the commissioner at CDOT, but that's why you all stole her from us. I think they paid a little bit more money. And she's just so awesome. And she's worked on this project at the city and now continue to lead this. Y'all make some noise for a person I love and just been so helpful, Illinois Department of Transportation Secretary Gia Biaggi.
My goodness. Oh, thank you. Well, boy, that's a hard act to follow, all these folks here. But I think, you look around this room, and I think everybody here had something to do with bringing this to fruition, to getting to this day. We have more to do together. Superintendent Killen and I were just talking about how the last time we stood here, it was snowing, I think, and we were in the back of the tent, and the snow's coming through. We were marking a milestone, wondering when we'd get to this pretty incredible sunny day in November to celebrate where we are today. So just an incredible moment, and I'm delighted to be here. So I'm Gia Biaggi. I'm Secretary of Transportation for the state of Illinois. I'm here on behalf of Governor Pritzker. And yes, major win for the CREATE team. It took leadership and partnership and community. The folks you see up here along with me, many folks who aren't here today. Thank you to CSX and Steve Angel for making today's event possible. I like to say, like, all roadways, all runways, all railways, they lead to Illinois. They all lead here. And as Illinois goes, so goes the nation when it comes to moving goods and services and making sure we have the next best generation of folks who work on these projects. It all happens right here. It's incredible. You know, we handle, and you've heard the stats, more than 2 billion tons of freight annually through the state. That's valued at more than $1.5 trillion. And in fact, it's about 40% of Illinois' economy, transport and transportation-related activities. That is huge. That is huge. And you've heard today, it's not just numbers, right? It's jobs. It's local community impact. It's making sure that we're connecting the next generation with being part of the future of these projects. It's keeping our businesses running. It's making sure our families can get from where they are to where they need to be. All of those things combined, and especially here with this Forest Hill flyover, you've heard about the immediate impact. I think we have something like 200 miles of train cars pass through here every day. You can only imagine without a flyover, without these safe grade crossings, what a challenge that is. And these projects, they bring that quality of life to a community. They make it possible, as you heard from the alderman and others, for you to not wait to cross that crossing, to get to your doctor's appointment, to make sure first responders can get to where they need to be, to make sure that the air quality is better because the trains aren't idling. That matters. All of these things matter. And safety, number one, safety for all the users. So, and with CREATE, of course, it's been a high bar, really, that CREATE has set on community engagement, community involvement, making sure, making sure that the jobs are here, making sure that communities participate, and especially you heard disadvantaged businesses, making sure that there's participation, and we're in a moment on that is for sure. You heard others mention that up here. This is my chance to encourage you. If you are a minority-owned business, a woman-owned business, a veteran-owned business, we are here for you. Please get recertified. Please come see the state, the CTA, the county. The city, we're all working together, and we're doing our best, right, with a little bit of information, trying to make sure that you're part of these projects in the future. So, and you don't have to wait for certification companies that want to partner with these firms. They can do the work, they can prime the work, they can sub the work, they can do all the work. So please don't hesitate. So we're fortunate to have so many champions of the work here. Certainly, President Preckwinkle, thank you for your leadership and partnership, and her team at the Cook County DOT. The City of Chicago, we've got Craig Turner here, who you'll hear from in a minute, Alderman Moore. We've got members of the General Assembly here, Senator Hunter, Senator Preston, Representative Crawford, all of those folks. You sort of have to pull on the same rope in the same direction to get big things done, and everybody here is up here doing it, even Tom Kotarek, who we love. So since the governor passed the Rebuild Illinois Act, that was one of the largest capital programs in the history. It is the largest in the history of the state of Illinois. It is one of the biggest amongst anywhere in the country. Our capital program, it's bigger than Texas's capital program. It's bigger than Florida's. It's bigger than every single Midwest state combined on our borders. That is the commitment to transportation infrastructure, and you see it here. We have $1 billion committed to rail, and that includes CREATE partnership projects. We have another $4.6 billion to transit infrastructure, and that includes vital funding for Metro and commuter rail that you heard how important that is. Through the history of CREATE, all the partners together, we've invested over $1 billion, and that has leveraged $1 billion from the private sector, and that's how you do it. That's how you pull it together. And on this project alone, with both this project and the companion 71st Street grade separations, the state, we've invested more than $100 million to strengthen these projects in this community for today and for the future. So it's just, again, we're delighted to be here. I certainly, there's so many people to thank. In fact, I think this program could have been like a long program with all the people who've been part of this. I do want to call out the IDOT team and my folks who really put in the effort and are at the table and are working with all these partners to make it happen, because we're doing it, right? We're taking 19th century infrastructure and modernizing it for the future. So that's what we're here to do. It's my great pleasure to introduce a former colleague and the Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Transportation, Mr. Craig Turner.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to be here on behalf of the City of Chicago and Mayor Brandon Johnson. My name again is Craig Turner. I'm the Acting Commissioner for the Chicago Department of Transportation. Today is a great day for the CREATE program and for the South Side of Chicago. The Forest Hill flyover delivers relief and improvements that residents have been waiting for and our rail network has relied on. Its benefits will be felt beyond this site, but most immediate impact will be right here in the surrounding communities. This new structure separates train movements that's used to intersect and delay one another, and removes the aggregate crossing at 71st Street, which create delays for community and safety challenges for people driving and walking, which is a high point for one of the focuses that I'm focusing on is more public safety for our driving and traveling public in the city of Chicago. These improvements will keep trains moving, leading to less stopping and idling in the immediate area around surrounding the choke point and well beyond. This means fewer blockage, less congestion, and better air quality for our communities. The neighborhood improvements are critical to CREATE. As part of the broader 75th Street CIP, more than 150 community mobility improvements have been completed, including new sidewalks, repaving residential streets, upgrading pedestrian crossings, enhanced bus stops, tree planting throughout the area. Now, looking forward, CDOT will soon be leading the construction of the Columbus Avenue and Belt Railway grade separation just a few blocks just north of here. This is another critical CREATE initiative that will provide improved and reduce congestion in the Auburn community. CREATE is a national model for good reason. It shows what's possible when federal, state, and local and private partners work together to share goals. And as I look, I want to turn around and look at this structure behind us, because I'm an engineer at heart, and also with this, by what I do, because it reminds me of when I was a kid, when I had the HO train sets and then set the structure up. It looks just like that. So I'm really, just the kid in me want to go back there and just go play around, and also see the big toys that's back there too. So. But on behalf of the City of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson, and CDOT, I want to thank all the CREATE partners, IDOT, Cook County, Metro, Amtrak, CSX, and our federal, state, and local partners for the continued collaboration and commitment. Thank you. And I would like to turn, okay. Yep.
Thanks, Commissioner. This project is so cool, and it has so many different aspects. We heard about them today: hard work, economic growth, community, opportunity, partnership, innovation, and family. To see Kamani's parents here and how important that is. Also have one of my cousins in there who they pulled out of retirement. Cousin JJ is always there to remind me I know absolutely nothing about transportation. But really, anyone who has worked on this project for either the last 8 years or so for this flyover or the 20-plus years that the CREATE program has come around, it really produces a family. It is something that all of you working together have been through some highs, some lows. Today is a high. I think as Alderman Moore said, you cannot be what you cannot see. I love that. I'm going to remember that. And right now, we're going to see some pretty cool stuff. And so John Parker, if he's from here, from CSX, I believe if he comes up and we're going to stay seated, we're going to see this flyover cut a ribbon, and I'll let that action in